What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Your Impact Attack. Yes, it is Your Impact Attack, and I am not alone. I am your host, Colin Wysong, and each and every week I am joined here by this man, the five-time, five-time, five-time champion of Moose. Does that work?
No, I don't think that made any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
You said 5 times, only 3 times, and then you said the champion of moose. I guess I am a champion of moose though,
Our champion.
because in the with the verb champion, that would mean to like, promote and sing the praises of, and I think we definitely do that here. But we're gonna add some people to the mix now. It's no longer just the moose. It's now the Moose Briscoes.
The Moose Briscoes, yes.
Yes, it's gone from the Impact Attack to the Moose to the Moose Briscoes. Now
Moose
someone else
Briscoes.
is worthy enough to share in the title of Moose. So, sorry to spoil that for everybody. The Briscoes are here.
The
Briscoes are here in
Briscoes.
Impact.
I just tried to call Ray a Jamook, and it spelled Jameson. So I called him a Jameson.
And Irish whiskey. That's right.
A delicious Irish whiskey. Much better than that
Should
proper
have called
12.
him a Propa 12.
A proper
Yeah.
12, yeah. Yeah, bloody. Um, I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays. Nobody cares, Ray. Nobody cares. All right, well, we're missing somebody. That
That's right.
our third man in the booth, unfortunately, could not be here with us because we are recording on a special live Tuesday afternoon version of Your Impact Attack. Got home yesterday, found out that my internet was down. Thank you, Spectrum. The internet was down from like 11 till 11 this morning. So you know what I did? I just went to sleep.
I guess they figured no one uses
The internet.
the internet for those 12 hours.
No, no school.
Those aren't the peak hours.
No Netflix and chill. No, none of that. None of that. None of that. Good job, Spectrum. What do I pay you for?
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of great things about Spectrum.
No, and their phones suck too.
Oh wow.
Probably gonna switch my phone over to T-Mobile. I have a Spectrum phone. It's terrible.
Yeah, T-Mobile baby.
T-Mobile. What's up, Alexa? All the way from Germany. She's ready for the A show tonight, Vet.
What time is it there? Nice evening time. It's probably like 7 in the evening or so.
Probably she'll tell us. What time is it in the chat, Alexa? Let us know. Now, Vet, is there
Yeah.
anything that you want to get into before we jump into the Impact Attack?
Um. Well, there is a news item, I guess, that's relevant to Impact Attack that came out during the week, which was that the Inspiration have decided that they're done wrestling.
Inspiration. You were right,
Yeah.
Vet. 721.
Yeah.
The
I was like,
champion, the 10-time champion of knowing what time it is in Germany, the vet.
yeah, that works. That's good. Actually, I'm a one-time champion, but I'm looking to defend it.
Reigning and defending.
All I have to do is remember that they're 9 hours ahead of me, and then I'll never lose. But yeah. So anyway, Inspiration's done. Colin, what do you think about that?
Maybe it's all the travel. Maybe they just want to chill. In Australia. I guess the other one's married to a guy here in the United States.
Yeah,
So
I'm
she
pretty
might
sure
be
one of
here.
them lives here,
Yeah,
if not both of them.
yeah, but I know they had issues with Australia. That's why they weren't at some of the Impact tapings because of the COVID stuff. So it could just be flight travels issues. Maybe they're making it just being beautiful, and they don't need to wrestle.
They have OnlyFans, right? So
True, I believe so.
there's so many ways for people to sit around and really not do anything but get money. So why should they wrestle? To be honest, just to entertain us, that's not a good enough reason.
You should sell your dirty underwear, Vet.
Dirty
Probably a
underwear.
market
Eh?
for that. For a one time, always knowing what time it is in Germany champion. There's probably a market out there for that.
Yeah, maybe I'll make enough money to move away from the airfield I obviously live next to. Jesus. But yeah, Yeah, I don't know. So that's a big loss for us because that's one less person to be entertained by on the shows that we cover.
Wait,
But
what you said? One less person?
let's say one less act or one less.
Because I was gonna say, I
There
mean,
are two less people, but
we got two great people that joined the show tonight. You know,
right,
we were gonna talk about or whatever. So
right. When
we
one
I
door
think
closes, another one opens.
a huge
That
door
is true.
opens.
Right. And quite frankly, uh, we haven't even seen the surface scratched. Not here on this episode that we're about to talk about of the kind of things that we could be seeing. But anyways, yeah. So that's really the only thing that I had to talk about that's not going to be really addressed on this show. I don't even remember if no, they're not on this show. So
No, it's
I
just
think
yeah, it's just the Madison and Tennille.
yeah. So we've seen the last of them for now. They may come back down the road in the future, but you know, I don't know. After
Brandon's making the pizzas.
uh, yeah. So that's who's that joining us here in the live chat? Colin?
That's Javi Uchiha. You get a
Yes,
little
that is
extra hot
that's
on
it.
the end.
Right. It's pretty good. Maybe you should maybe you could make some extra money on OnlyFans doing some
Doing
voiceovers.
ASMR type voiceovers for people.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Patreon something.
well, that's not the only thing I noticed about our Impact Wrestling vet. We we've got Deonna Purrazzo versus Mercedes Martinez for the Ring of Honor title coming up here soon, which I think we all know who's probably gonna who's gonna win that match.
Mhm.
Since Tony owns the company now,
Mhm.
and Wardlow seems to be taking on Big Cass here soon, or sorry, Cass, or sorry, W Morrissey. Let me get it right.
Mhm.
Seems to be taking on W, which they're calling him Cass, I think, in AW, or are they calling him Morrissey?
They haven't mentioned his name. They haven't
Oh,
even said who it is. They're just alluding to it with catchphrases.
gotcha. So there's that. Um, you interested in any of that? Do you think this is Tony paying back? I mean, I know the Deanna thing is them pulling the title off of her, right? But do you think this is some of Tony being like, all right, I'm going to use some of the Impact guys now on AEW television?
I think what it really comes down to what assuming that everybody's in their right mind, which we cannot guarantee that they are, but certainly in a righter mind than say anybody that works in the WWE, right? What you're going to see is the real definition of independent contractors.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see people that are like, "Hey, I'm working here, but I can still work here for another payday," you know?
Yeah.
So if Tony needs to bring a guy in for a shot, he can pay him for a shot and not have to sign him to a deal. So if he just wants to use W Morrissey for something or whatever, and everybody that's non WWE, they're in their own community, they're working together because they all have to make a living outside of the major company, right? So I think that it would be smart to just trade people back and forth as necessary, as needed. If people can get work somewhere, then let them network and get those paydays, and then you can have a home base,
Yeah.
that may be paying you like a minimum contract or something like that that allows you to work dates. That's kind of how it's going to have to be. And my ultimate dream, I wish, is that the WWE would also act as their own territory and bring in guys for shots. You know what I mean? And not sign them to deals and not try to own them, but just like if you can use them for a couple months or something to just do that. And just it can kind of go back to the way things were before,
Yeah.
because they clearly don't want everybody. You see how they keep releasing people, but that doesn't mean they can't use them. So, wouldn't it be nice to bring in somebody just to work a program with Roman Reigns, because there's nobody left. He's cleaned out the WWE roster, so to bring somebody in from outside to work a short program wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I think that's what you'll see with Tony, and he's got the thing with New Japan coming up, which is obviously they've been working on that for a while, putting that together. Now we've got Impact using New Japan guys, Impact going to AEW, or they did that too with Kenny going to Impact.
Impact
It,
going to New Japan with Austin being in the Best of Super Juniors, which we'll talk about later on in the
right,
show.
right. So, yeah, we
Just
this
all
is this
kinds of
is
forbidden doors being open, Vet.
right, and really that's just the way it always should have been, right? It's really just the way it always should have been, because I don't think companies can afford to give guys guaranteed money anymore. Not with the way that the state of the business is, and not with the way that you would have to pay those guys even if they got hurt or something. You know what I mean? So, um, so yeah. So as we're joined by Lizbeth and Jerome with an N, those are two great people to be joined by. We're getting our show rolling here.
I know, right? We got Lizbeth, we got Jay Hall in the chat. I guess I don't really have anything else to talk about, Vet. If you want to, let's just go ahead and hop into the show.
All right.
Let me get my stuff here. All right.
You want me to drive here?
No, I got it. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
I got notes today.
Colin's got notes today, so.
Today. So we started the show with Violent by Design coming out. I like their entrance here. It's kind of funny because they had Diener come up and just wave the flag all maniacally, and then he gets back into line, and then when Eric Young comes in, he like looks at Joe, and like then like steps in front of him to take his place like in between, and then Joe brings up the rear. Very like weird. He's getting into his character a lot more. You know, you see the character work going into it with Diener. Putting in the little extra work there to add some scene.
Is he producing himself now?
He must be. He must be adding a little life to the scene.
He couldn't have done that on his own before. He needed to be a producer.
Well, he was with Jake something.
Oh yeah.
And then they are interrupted by Heath and Rhino, who were then interrupted.
So far it's really boring, right? At this point,
yeah.
you're just like, oh my god. I was sitting there watching it at this point.
Like, not again.
I was just like, look, I'm sorry, with all due respect, you guys had your chance. This is old news. This is old fucking news. But then
I got kids, Vet. I got kids. I gotta work, man. Me and Rhino, we gotta work, Vet.
In the great words of the great Brock Lesnar, you got kids? I got kids too. Come here, let's talk about your kids.
Let's talk about our kids, bro.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
Oh damn, bro. Oh damn. But I got really excited because out came Billy Ray Valentine, Bello, and the Striz, them 11-11 boys. They came out. They broke up Heath and Rhino. They beat them down.
Wrestling debut.
And Striz fought Yokozuna. He's an ex-WWE guy. You know, it's not his debut. He's in there
Impact
giving
debut.
the shine to the young guys, BRV and Bello. You know, he's the who would he be in the Freebirds? I'm trying to think. He's the Michael P.S. Hayes of the Freebirds. That's who Striz is there. That's who he is in the whole Dim 11-11.
Not the Bam Bam.
No, no. We'll give
his
that
arms.
to,
I was thinking.
Yeah, that's true. We'll give that to Bello because Bello's bamming in the bedroom.
Okay, I'll allow it.
We'll allow it. So how were you excited when you saw Dim 11-11 boys come out?
Yeah, it was great. I was like, oh shit, Bella's gonna spit some bars on these guys. And they're gonna hightail it back to the locker room.
No, it was unfortunately, Vet. It couldn't have been that cool. It was Dim Boys, the Briscoes.
Regular Dim Boys.
Dim Boys, the Briscoes. Chicken farmers.
Yeah. The Sussex County Chicken and Jay Briscoe. So let me say, man, my first note that I wrote down on my list of notes was just all caps. Who cares about anything else? The Briscoes are here.
Briscoes are finally here.
I don't care about this stupid Heath and Rhino and Violent by Design. I don't care about any of that. The Briscoes are here. Finally. God, jeez. We deserve something good.
Can they just, do they have to fight for the titles? Can they just be like,
yeah, just hand it over.
Here.
Hand it over, Eric Young, you know, with your little Casey Jones mask.
Doring is going to be so great.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I was really excited to see. It made sense. They had to go somewhere, right? And they're still working at NWA, maybe. They just got their title shot, but they didn't end up winning it. But they had a really good match with La Rebellion. If you didn't see that, go back. I like La Rebellion, too. I like to see them pop up. So Mecha Wolf is really good. And Bestia is pretty good, but
So I went back and on your recommendation watched one of Aaron's promos where he sat there on the interview with the girl from the NWA, and then
May
that was,
Valentine.
oh my gosh, yes, that is so good. It's so fucking good, and you can see like all the little things that he's doing to add little subtle things to his character and stuff like that, dude. Fucking, if he doesn't get another fucking WWE run or any kind of like major run in a promotion, this is how you do character work, people. Pay attention to what Aaron Stevens is doing. That's how you get over without fucking taking bumps in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Which is the ultimate goal, right? Inspiration. So, um, so yeah, so this turns into Briscoes versus Heath and Rhino for the for
Number
like
one
the number one
contender.
contendership, I guess.
And Briscoes beat Heath and Rhino via elbow drop.
It's the Froggy Bow, Colin.
It's a beautiful.
Froggy
Look,
Bow.
come on, who we don't get too many elbow drops. You know, Velveteen Dream's not around anymore to hit elbow drops on people, so we got the Briscoes. The Briscoes still keeping it around, which is good. Which is good. So are you going to be excited for Violent by Design versus the Briscoes here?
I'm just excited for the Briscoes. I don't care about anything else except maybe anything Moose related is still good, but I'm just like the possibility. I don't think that Impact even realizes the possibilities that they have in front of them with the Briscoes, right? Like if this was me, it would get embarrassing. Like I'd go overboard with it. Like I would replace Gia Miller with them. Like they would do the interviews and stuff.
Would Scott come out, but it's Jay with like the headphones
Yeah,
on?
yeah. Like, hey man, hey, you want your title shot, man?
Hey, calm down, Josh.
Yeah.
Hey man,
So yeah, calm down, calm down. Yeah. How good would that be? We don't need better than him, Mark Briscoe. Like
yeah.
have him be the Scott D'Amore. I want a commissioner. I want Commissioner Briscoes. I want interviewer Briscoes. I want Briscoes on commentary for the whole show. You know what I mean? Like everything should be all Briscoes all the time.
Can we redo the learning tree, but with the Briscoes?
No, because they don't need to learn and they don't need to teach.
No. But I'm saying they bring in VSK and Zicky.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want. Yeah, I don't even want
on the chicken farm.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. On second thought, that is good.
Be them boys. You gonna come work on this chicken farm?
Yeah, let's do that. Well, anything to get VSK to clean up shit. That's basically what I'm saying.
Well, he cleaned up shit in this episode too.
Right. Yeah. But not in the literal sense. So yeah, I would definitely use those guys. I was saying on, I guess it was on one of my Light the Fuse appearances where I was talking to maybe Ben and Sylvia, and I was saying like the Briscoes are what's needed to inject life into something that's sterile and dead like the WWE. They shouldn't go to the WWE on their part, but the WWE needs them. Like they need guys like that to come in and turn it upside down and just
the Schwackers, the Godwin, like they've had these type of dirty like.
But those
grungy,
are like, but those are like stupid cartoony characters. I'm talking about guys that can come in and yeah. But the Briscoes can do so much that they can really like revitalize everything. You could have them take over as a tag team and dominate every little vignette or match or anything that they're involved in, any segment. But, you know, they're both proven singles guys too. They can be put into any slot. You just give the Briscoes something to do and they'll make gold out of it. So I want to see Impact utilize them to all the extent of their abilities and just really make it an entertaining show. Because these guys can do it all. There aren't that many guys that can get it done on so many levels, like on every level of the entertainment and the performance aspects. A lot of guys that are just entertaining only, like kind of not that good in the ring, or vice versa. Like you'll be a guy that's a great wrestler, but he's just boring to hear or listen to, you know. And these guys are the best of both. So use them as much as you can. Get every last dime that you're paying out of them, because they can really do wonders for your stagnant company, whatever that is.
But let's only hope that a Saudi prince just happens to see the Briscoes work, so he can be like, "Hey Vince, I'll pay you billions of dollars to bring in the Briscoes to wrestle the Usos in Saudi Arabia, please.
Yeah, that
That's
would
the
be
only
a
way.
good man. How good would that be? And that's a perfect example of something that, okay, maybe the WWE doesn't want the Briscoes per se, but what if you bring them in for a shot, just a program with the Usos just to get that done? You know, couple months and a
Oh my
pay-per-view
God,
out of
Brock
it.
and the Briscoes. Let's say Brock gets another shot at Roman later on. He's like, "Hey, I got some people that can help me with the Usos," and like
I know some
he's
guys that know about
chopping
a
a deer
farm.
up, and these dudes come up with like chickens, and Jay's got the Capri Sun, snack time, Jay.
Yeah, man. It's all right there.
It's just like we just wrote it for him, bet.
But all we get on this night was just this one match, and then we're done with them. No follow-up interview. No
But
nothing.
but you did a little bit of a segue earlier when you said that one of the only things excites you is Briscoes and Moose. Well, the very next thing was more Moose.
I know. As I was
As
watching this, I was like, "Wow, this is an episode for me."
well,
So,
we did just have the Impact former Impact ring announcer Jeff Kavanaugh on the Ridiculously Random podcast. So
oh,
like you said, there's always somebody from Impact listening that they
how did that
maybe
go?
they did that episode for you
Hey, maybe.
on the
I'm sure
behest of.
Kavanaugh brought in the Briscoes, right?
He did. He
That's his
totally brought
idea.
in the Briscoes.
Well,
Moose is
thanks.
backstage with Scott, wanting his rematch, and he's very upset that Josh had 60 days to get prepared for Moose, and Moose only gets 5 days to prepare for Josh. Um,
No, Josh
so,
got
so
6 months.
oh, that's right. Yeah, 6 months. So we're gonna get that later on. Main event: Scott versus Josh versus Moose for the Impact World Championship. Then we cut to a promo for EGV. That's what I'm going to call it now, Vet, because those were the initials that kept popping up.
Hmm.
Whatever EGV is. Do you have any guess? Now is it from last week to this week? Any guesses?
No, I don't. The only I was looking at some clues to see if I could pick up any clues from this, and they had like some binary code of zeros and ones. I don't know what that means. Maybe if someone can translate that, it might mean something. And then they showed like the pictures, like they showed pictures of certain Impact stars that would like burn up the way film burns up, when it kind of deteriorates. And one of them was like W. Morrissey, but then the other one
It was a
was
female.
Deanna Parazzo.
Yeah, Parato.
So no idea if this is a male or female competitor or what they're after here. Interesting though, nonetheless.
Well, your favorite performer makes his way to the ring as we move on to VSK versus Bhupindar Gujar. And I don't think we have to tell you, folks, who went over in this match. It was VSK. Just kidding. Gujar wins with the second rope spear. Again, I can't get the believability of this move. Like the gargoyle spear is what they're calling it, I guess. I can't.
It's very believable, Colin. It's very believable.
It's about like, and I love Jay Lethal, but it's about like his cutter. Like if I see you doing any kind of flips off the rope, I'm just probably gonna kick you or move out of the way. I can't do the lethal injection either, Vet. I can't the believability.
Well, Lethal Injection is a little different, but nonetheless, it was about this time in the show that I was like, man, if only there were more Briscoes and Moose on right now.
Well,
I know
there's
they're
not
there.
more. Not more. No, you get more Raj Singh and Mahabali Shira as they come out to celebrate Gujar's win. And then Shira and Gujar doing the whole head into head thing, like they're gonna fight each other. And Raj Singh is trying to keep them apart, but really he just wants to see them fight. He just wants to see the world burn. That Raj Singh.
Well, the best part is that everybody just at the end, VSK gets beat up some more.
Yep, that was the fun
So,
part.
right.
That's the fun part.
Scott Woodford comes in with a hi Liz, and then separately hi Vet and Colin. So we know where Scott's bread is buttered here.
Yep.
And who could blame him?
Completely ignores Jay Hall, who throws him a hey in the chat. We'll see. We'll give him time. We'll see if he answers to Jay Hall here. While we go backstage, Ace is backstage with Gia, the 3-time X Division champion. And then out walks
Gia's
Rocky
the
Romero.
three-time X Division champion.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ace,
The way you
Aces,
said it
Aces.
kind of sounded like you were implying that he
The
was.
way I wrote my notes out, I almost read 3 times X Division champion Rocky Romero.
Oof.
That's not true. Invites Ace to the Super Juniors, and then Ace kicks him off the set, and that creates a match between the two of them next week. As Ace leaves, Speedball's there to try to congratulate him, and he's like, "Wait, I thought we were friends." So like
Mm-hmm.
now, after all of this, you're like, "Oh, hey, we're friends now."
Well, he's
So
obviously clearly being facetious, Colin. God, he doesn't mean it. He
he
doesn't.
really means it. He wants to be Ace's friend. He's gonna help Ace beat Rocky. Watch.
Unless he doesn't. Because he shouldn't need any help to beat Rocky. None whatsoever. But the invitation to the Super Juniors was in fact accepted because over the weekend during Wrestling Dontaku, the Super Junior blocks were announced. And there are some interesting names in there, but one of which is, in fact, Ace Austin will be making his appearance. His first appearance, perhaps? I don't know if he's ever been in it before.
I'm gonna share my screen here.
But for the people that aren't familiar with New Japan, and shame on all of you, the Super Junior blocks 10 people in each, and it's a round robin. So everybody faces everybody in their block. So there's a total of 18 matches between both blocks, and then the person that has the highest points total at the end of each block, they face each other in the finals, and then the winner is the best of the Super Juniors, and then they go on to face the Junior Heavyweight Championship, probably a Dominion, I would reckon.
Get her
And
so who won Best of the Super Juniors last year?
I believe it was Hiromu.
Hiromu? Yeah, okay. So of all of these participants, Vet, who do you feel? Let's see if I can blow that up a little bit for everybody. Who do you feel has the best chance? And how do you? There's a lot of Gaijin in this tournament this year. It seems like a lot. You got Clark Connors. You've got
Right, but Clark
Ace
Connors
Austin.
is under New Japan.
Yeah.
He was like a young lion for New Japan USA. Ace Austin, yeah. Alex Zane is
Zane,
there, which is
Francisco
basically Ace
Akira.
Austin. Yes, Francisco Akira is from Italy. He's a new guy, and he's in I think he's in the United Empire, which is Will Ospreay's faction.
El Fantasmo, TJP. I mean, he's not really a Gaijin, but you could consider him because
TJP also in the United Empire with Will Ospreay.
We got Wheeler Yuta. We've got Robbie Eagles. So who do you?
Robbie
who do you
Eagles
s-
is in Chaos, I believe.
So who do you see? Coming out of each block.
Well, it's going to be hard to bet against Hiromu again.
Yeah, that was my thoughts too.
And if you'll notice, El Desperado down there is the sitting junior heavyweight champion.
I had a feeling it was either going to be Desperado or Bucci that probably made it out of there.
Yeah, I doubt it's going to be Bushi, but so yeah, as the champion, you got to figure he'd be highly rated to win that block. So we could be seeing a Hiromu versus Desperado finals again. But in any case, it's a good chance to get experience for the guys that have not had a chance to kind of work in New Japan and work with these guys, because you're gonna have to work with. I mean, you look at that. You got Ace Austin's he's in the A block.
See
right?
him work with Hiromu. That'll be a good match.
Right. And just all these different people. Like you're gonna have to work with these these other 9 guys, and you're just gonna get a lot of reps in that you would normally get.
What are your
That's
chances?
Actually, one of the better Super Juniors matches I remember seeing in recent history was a few years ago. I remember seeing ACH and who was Flip Gordon actually tore it up. Like they had a good match. Not just it, and those guys normally like to do a lot of flippy stuff. I mean, obviously the guy's named Flip Gordon, but like they had a good hard hitting like heavyweight style match. So you never know what match is going to steal the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's true. Your thoughts on Dookie?
That's Doki.
No. That's that says Dookie.
It's pronounced Doki
That's
because as a Japanese language student, obviously, Colin, you should know how to the pronunciation works. But yeah, he's kind of like
Dookie.
eh, he's got a pipe. That's all I can say.
Let's say, let's see. Ooh, we've got a Burt Macklin promo.
Mhm.
After Gia there. Any thoughts on your Burt Macklin promo? I liked it. It wasn't bad.
He wants to be the handpicked opponent for the winner of the rematch for the title tonight.
He deserves it. I feel like he deserves it. Definitely does. Then we have Honor No More, 6-man. We've got Motor City Machine Guns and Speedball, versus Honor No More, of course. Honor No More goes over here. And then we've got a little bit of Speedball and Shelly having some words, kind of after the match, after everything went down, and then Bullet Club comes out and they start beating up Honor No More. So it looks like our next feud is going to be Bullet Club having issues with Honor No More, coming to Impact Attack, coming to the Impact Wrestling, coming to the Impact.
Oh, they're coming to the Impact Attack. Oh man,
They're already here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the cool thing about this match that I noticed was not only did Speedball not do anything too dangerous, but he actually got pinned here.
Mhm.
So I don't know if this is like a sign of things to come or if I'm just reading too much into it, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Aaron Ben Shlomo's taking a shot at Dakota Kai. Kick a released lady when she's down, Aaron. You're going to kick the captain of Team Kick while she's down, Aaron. Come on, Aaron. You're better than that, Aaron.
You know
You
who's
do better than that, Aaron.
You know who's not better than that?
Who?
Josh Alexander, who's backstage with Gia.
Oh. And no music underneath.
No music underneath. We've got.
He said. Well, he says it's time to shut Moose up for good, and I'm like, hey, watch it, Josh. Watch your mouth there, buddy.
Watch your mouth there, guy.
Don't talk about Moose that way.
We've got the returning Taya Valkyrie, who's the newest Reinas de Reina champion here. And while she's out there cutting a promo, looking thicker than a Snicker, Deonna Purrazzo attacks, and then Decay interrupts. So we've got Taya, we've got Deonna, we've got Decay. What is going on here, Vet? Please explain it to me.
Well, Deonna got a good blindside run-in. That was nice.
Aaron says, Vet, I learned from Ben that you always protect your gimmick, and mine is to kick Dakota whenever I get the chance.
That's true. That is his gimmick. Well, I guess the reason Decay comes out is because they actually have a match scheduled next. So it's actually, the interruption comes from the scheduled match. So that's like Scott D'Amore saying, go out there and interrupt this by taking place like you're supposed to. Yeah. So the match is Decay versus Tasha and Savannah. And
Decay wins that. Surprising.
Yeah, Decay wins that. They go over on Evans. They go over on Evans. They go on Evans' face. Did you see Havoc just lay across Savannah Evans' face in that pin? Good thing she turned her head.
Fingers in the holes, ladies and gentlemen. Especially if you're watching over at twitch.tv/ridiculously random pod. Get those fingers in the holes.
Why would you ever do that?
Because it's totally awesome. All About Me is our next segment here. Throw some guesses out who you think would be the guest host of All About Me to interview Tenille.
Well, I mean, we also had the co guest, Madison, right? But I was sitting there thinking, like, now, is Caleb going to work his way into this somehow, even though he's supposedly done?
He's done.
And then I was actually, just like you're asking, I was trying to think, like, who could possibly be the host of this episode? And I couldn't come up with anything before who showed up.
We had an interruption here, Vet.
Oh, yeah?
The quintessential diva, Giselle, interrupts. She wants a match.
Great recap, Colin.
She wants a match. But it was pretty cool. Like the lights went out and then it's
Yeah,
like this
well,
just bright spotlight just shined in as Giselle was just standing there.
yeah. Someone says spotlight, and she's like, "Did someone say spotlight?" And then the spotlight comes on, but it's really more like a flashlight. I think they had like one of
It's
those
like
big.
you think it's a mag light? Somebody's got like a mag
It
light
might
like
be.
holding it down.
It might be. It was not very bright. So it kind of just shows the Impact budget again. But nonetheless, they tried. So I'll give them that.
Anything? Anything
No,
else? No.
that's it.
Are you
I said I gave it to him for trying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
With a flashlight.
You're not excited for Giselle versus Madison or Tennille?
Not really.
No, not really. Not a big fan of Giselle.
Well, are they not the Knockouts Tag Team Champions?
Are. Where's her tag team partner?
Yeah, would it make sense to maybe want
Lady
a shot
Frost.
at those? Yeah, where's Lady Frost at?
Where's Lady Frost? Where's Lady Frost?
I haven't. We haven't seen Lady Frost since I fucking buried her under the ground with the last review of her work that I did. Unfortunately,
budget cuts.
Oh,
budget cuts.
I don't know, man. They put that budget into her little sparkly snow graphics and stuff like that. You don't think they just cut her just like that, and then just have this snow graphics laying around as leftovers?
Well, you know who else is getting a lot of the budget for a new team that has just recently joined Impact Wrestling. We've got Vinny Marcellia cutting a promo with PCO just screaming in the background like a crazy person. I wrote the eye roll emoji after that. And then Monsters Ball match scheduled for next week. PCO versus Jonah in a
Can't wait.
Monster Balls. My balls are hot.
I understand.
My balls are hot. That's what's somebody has to say that, please.
They won't say it. Yeah, I just wrote Vinny and PCO being embarrassing again. That was my note. What else can you really say? How else can you sum it up?
I don't really want to see this.
Well, it may be a Monsters Ball match is not the greatest, but at least it won't be another one of these promos.
That was terrible. Again. Yes, it was. Well, we're out. We're done with the terribleness. It's all over. All of the terribleness is over. We're getting to the main event. It's Walking Weapon versus Moose. Are they talking to you?
I couldn't possibly.
Hey, Dad? I don't know.
Just a random Twitch person.
Hey, son.
Perhaps. You recognize this person?
No, I don't. I didn't know my son knew how to operate. It might be my son from the future.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the beard guy. See, he's talking to me. I guess he is my son.
All right.
Oh, well. Got a lot of them out there, I guess, Fit. Well, Monster Ball, the movie. So is someone gonna I remember that scene.
Bang Halle Berry.
Yes. The winner of the match bangs Halle Berry in a living room.
Nice. Well, between Jonah and PCO, I don't want to see either of that.
But you know what I do want to see? Moose and the Walking Weapon. Josh.
The Remoose.
The Remoose.
That's right. Well, they had a match. It was a
match.
It was obviously not quite to the length of their pay-per-view match. And by the end of it, I'm just like, yeah, sure, just beat Moose clean. Why not? Everyone else does. No reason to put a hook in this to maybe revisit it down the line. Maybe have like some nefarious something happen at the end that causes Josh to win and gives Moose an out. And, just beat him.
Just beat him clean.
You almost didn't get him up for that power bomb, which was scary.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah, and that C4 spike. I don't know. He looked like he didn't quite get him up for the C4 spike either.
Yeah, well, the C4 is like, it was like Moose wasn't quite on the timing with the power bomb. Because Moose has to, not only does Moose have to jump, but then he has to flip his body up in the air.
Bring up.
And it seemed like they had the timing off on it. And then the spike, all Moose has to do is jump up and stick his legs up. So he did, and that was still dangerous for a guy that's smaller than Moose to be holding all that weight like that. But Josh pretty safe, it looks like, so no problem.
Yeah, we got
Except
and
for the fact that Moose gets beat clean
clean.
again.
You know why he got beat clean? I think because he had better things to do. He had way better things to do because shortly after his loss, he was seen hanging out with our very own Richard Bronson Vickery, hanging out, doing podcasting, eating a giant ass burrito, doing interviews. You know, like you lose the title at Impact, you meet Richard Bronson Vickery, and your life just the rocket. You know, did you see that giant ass burrito that Moose was eating?
I'm afraid I did not see
Oh,
that.
okay, I will find the picture. You vamp. You can finish up the show
Yeah.
here with our
All
surprise and
right.
all that stuff. I'll go find the
Well,
picture.
now that we have our champion decided, for the Under Siege pay per view, now we get the handpicked opponent that Scott D'Amore alluded to at the start of the show, but that Colin forgot to allude to at the start of the show because he was just in such a hurry to get through this show, and I don't blame him, even though this is one of the better content shows that we've had. And the handpicked opponent makes his presence felt as the music hits and out walks the Stone Pitbull. And so he gets in the ring and faces off with Josh Alexander, and they do a head-to-head, head-pushing and head-butting thing. So we've got a weapon and a Pitbull that are going to face off at Under Siege. And now it kind of makes sense with the booking of Ishii going over on Eddie Edwards and going over on Jonah. Now it plants the seed of doubt that Josh Alexander is going to have trouble with this guy. So now in retrospect, the booking makes sense. So I'm always up for a Stone Pitbull. So, I'll be looking forward to that. But the question is, where does Moose go from here? They don't have anything for Moose right now.
They don't.
And this is my worry. They barely had anything for him as the champion. So now, and they gave him no reason to continue after Josh Alexander because he just got his ass beat in shorter time than it took him to lose the title. He got beat in the rematch. Whoa.
A giant fucking burrito, bro.
That is a huge burrito.
You come up in life when you hang out with Richard Bronson Vickery. That's what I'm telling you. I'd have to eat that in like 4 sittings.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Sonic. It's a ridiculously random time that we're recording today. Ridiculously random. Well, are you so Josh is gonna go over Ishii here. And
What?
It's just gonna be a nice, fun, hard-hitting
You
match.
sure they're not going to put the belt on Ishii?
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh.
Probably not. Who do you see Josh facing next? What's next for Josh?
Jay Briscoe.
So Jay and Mark are gonna have the tag titles, the Impact Champions titles, the X Division titles,
Yes.
the Reinas de Reinas AAA
Mm-hmm.
Championship. Can we get them the Ring of Honor Championship? The Impact
Yes.
Women's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works. Can we make an Impact's Women's Tag Team Championship just to give it to the Briscoes?
There is an Impact Women's Tag Team Champions.
Oh gosh.
Don't you remember? That's who the...
Yeah, that's right. Can we just make another one? Just give that both of them. Just give them all. I'm thinking of the knockouts.
Well,
You see how important the women's tag team titles is? I just completely forgot that they were on the Influence.
Yes, we see.
And
we
they
see
need to be
that's the
digital
problem.
media champions.
And the digital media champions.
Jay's just in the back sipping on his Capri Sun.
That's right. I think
My son like eggs and bacon.
that's cool. I think yeah, well, whatever they do, because it seems like in the 6 months leading up to this, Josh had to beat everybody in Impact just to get another shot at Moose. So now, as the champion, who's really gonna, like, what matches are left? I mean, you his first defense is against a guy from New Japan. So it's just like they clearly realize they're already out of people. Maybe it's not the greatest foresight on their part, but I'm sure they'll figure something out.
They probably will. They will. I'm just trying to think who I mean, besides Bert, but they're not gonna put the title on Bert. There's just nobody left that I can think of unless they bring somebody in. Sonic likes toast and jam. In the chat, just put what you like for breakfast. I don't. We'll talk about it. I don't care.
Top 5 breakfasts.
Top 5 breakfast foods. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Liz likes bread and butter. Liz also likes her damn emails read. Vet, let everybody know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me in addition to weird times of the impact attack, depending on when giant cable companies want to turn off people's internet for an entire day.
Hour period.
Yeah. You can find me here on the Impact Tech. Of course, you can find me every Wednesday morning in the Next Level Wrestling Review. So that'll be tomorrow with Big Ray Hernandez. That'll be very exciting. And we can find me on the thing with the guys. Oh, that's right. I did an episode of Rampage Uncaged, for Channel Attitude. Jimmy T and I set a world record for the longest Rampage Uncaged. Because when we get to talking, we go off on tangents and bring up all kinds of stuff. So check that episode out, all you Channel Attitude subscribers. Check out me and Jimmy T on Rampage Uncaged. I don't care if you like AEW or not. It's a good show, and you'll like listening to us talk wrestling. So that was that. I was supposed to be on the blow-off, but Jimmy hasn't got back with me yet on that. So he's done his disappearing act. So when he reappears, maybe I'll do that too. And then right after I get off here, I'm thinking about jumping straight into some Elden Ring on Twitch. What do you think about that? Maybe everybody can just come and watch me play for a few minutes. For those of you who saw my adventures last time, you remember me fighting the serpent god, serpent devouring god, or whatever the fuck that, whatever Praetor Reichert is called before he transforms. But he's one of the shard bearers, and I was struggling to beat him, and I finally beat him, and then just realized that was only phase 1, and I got to a phase 2, and I was like, oh shit, I had no condition. But I realized I was an idiot, and if you want to find out why I was an idiot and what I'm going to do about it, then be sure to tune in as soon as this is over to Opinion Haver on twitch.tv.
So I think I screwed up. Remember I told you I made it to the Altus Plateau?
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched some of the videos of the walkthrough guide that I've been watching, right?
Jerome Hall says, what's my Twitch?
Come on, yeah.
Come on, Jerome. Stop trolling people. Stop trolling people
with it, right? So I go back and kind of watch after I do the things. And the guy was like, yeah, if you haven't done a lot of Liurnia and you haven't done a lot of Caelid, you don't want to go up to Altus Plateau and rest, because if you rest up there, it's one of the triggers that sets off the Rodan boss fight. So like if you go down to Caelid before you go up there, you'll end up having to fight Rodan and do all, like, it changes like the game a little bit, right? I think he said the 2 triggers are beating the boss in Liurnia and or going up and resting in like Altus Plateau, and that's what triggers like the boss fight to start down in Caelid. So I think I might have screwed some things up, but I'm still just kind of wandering around Liurnia.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I just found the Great Mace, so I'm running around with the Great Mace right now, smashing the shard monsters out in Liurnia that I find, and then I'm still using my Bloodhound's Fang.
So you're definitely in love with the bleed builds, huh?
Yeah. I've been finding a lot of blood rose and putting extra bleed stuff on my swords, and then when I go into like the Evergals, it kind of helps because it's that extra damage. Even with the bosses, it's that little bit of extra damage, because when that bleed hits, you'll watch a bar go from here to like here in no time, right? So a lot of the bosses, it helps because I am only at like Somber 5 with my sword. My endurance is like less than 25, I think, and my strength is right around 25. So I'm not dealing too much damage, and my stamina is not too good, but my vitality is at 40. So I've got a lot of life, right? Like I can take a beating. It takes me 2 full flasks.
That's where I don't have. I have to do everything mistake free. My vitality is a natural 12. and I'm level 115 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
one.
so I'm a natural 12, but I have a talisman that puts +5 on a lot of stats, one of which is vitality. So it's actually a 17, but that don't mean shit. So I basically get two-shotted by everything. That's a big, that's a boss on my level. On the other hand, because I'm strong, the bleed weapons I use kill the people before I have a chance to inflict bleed. So there is that.
Yeah, I've been told not to use poison. Poison's terrible in the game. I'm finding way too much magical stuff now that I kind of want to go back and build a magic user.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard magic gets pretty OP there
Mm-hmm.
towards the end of the game. Um, especially if you get that Lorat's set,
Mm.
the one with like the big weird head thing.
Right.
No. Do you play any mage?
Well, I use gravity magic and some of the glintstone magic as well, depending on what I need. I have some dragon incantations I use. I use like a rot breath from one of the dragons, um, and some other stuff. Like it's situational. I just deal with things that are like difficult for me. There's even a use for poison. There's an incantation called Poison Cloud. The good thing about Poison Cloud is you can cast it and it will not raise the awareness. So every once in a while you'll see like there's this one part in the game, I won't tell you where it is, but there's a part where there's like a crucible knight that has his back to you and he's just standing there at this altar and you can sneak up behind him and cast the Poison Cloud and he'll get poisoned and it'll take a while for him to die from it, but he'll never turn around. So you can keep casting the poison because it doesn't act as a hit, and then that way you won't have to deal with him in a melee situation where he'll probably fuck you up. So there are uses for everything. You just have to find them and use every tool in your toolbox at the appropriate time.
It sounds like when I watched that pacifist run through, and that guy just set the rot on the tree sentinel, and then just went and watched as his life
Right.
ticked down, and then he finally died.
Yeah, the rot will hit you. So like if you hit somebody with rot, they'll wake up, or snap out of it and come after you. But poison doesn't. The poison cloud doesn't. So that's a good stealth option.
Yeah, don't run off any cliffs. Make sure you use your runes. One little pro tip that I like, I think we've discussed this before too, Vet, is I will save whatever runes I get, so that if I am short a level, I can pop a couple. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
I check my inventory and I've got like a shit ton, like this last time I did it, I had a couple eights and a couple sevens, and then like a shit ton of ones and all that. So like I popped all of them, had like 60,000 in XP, and just hit 2 levels. And so I figured, all right, I'll get these as I run around again, uh, collecting things and that sort.
Right. Another thing you can do, don't forget, you can always just pop into the round table hold and upgrade some weapons or upgrade some spirit ashes. Spend the money that way. Like if you have like a lot but not quite enough to level up, and you don't want to, you got more than nothing but less than enough. Then you can just upgrade stuff and spend it that way. But just never lose it like an idiot.
Because I'm finding because I told you about the skeleton knights that revive. They do a
Mm-hmm.
really good job, except for certain ones that do AOE. Like
Yeah, yeah, of
I
course,
ran
of
into a
course.
dragon soldier guy, and I popped them, and in his first two like big moves, he killed both of them. So I used the jellyfish as well. That's the jellyfish is a good tank. I think I've got the jellyfish at level 2 or 3, and I've got the militia knights at 2 or 3 right now.
Yeah,
I
you're gonna
was
want to
using
get them to like +8, +9 ish.
Yeah, I don't have the glow warts just yet, but yeah, I'll get them up there. But I like the jellyfish because he'll keep the attention long enough for me to build that bleed up and get a lot of the backstabs and that type of stuff in.
I also like the Great Shield soldiers, obviously because they have great shields. So that means that when the enemy tries to attack them, they have the opportunity to block it, which keeps their life bar, up for them to be distracting. And they also throw shit. They throw like freezing pots and shit like that. So real good. Great shield soldiers, if you can find those. I mean, obviously there's a ton of cool summons that you can use.
I was going to
and you
ask
just kind
you.
of pick your favorites. But you end up upgrading the ones. Try them all out and upgrade the ones that you like.
Do you use any of the specialty ones, like the Ingvals or the I forgot what the other one was. I got one guy. He dual wields or
Oleg,
two giant broadswords or whatever
Oleg.
claymores.
You're talking
Yeah.
about Oleg. I use Latenna, the Albinoric. She is like an archer, so she'll
Okay.
sit back and shoot like 3 arrows at a time, which can really do a lot of damage.
We'll have to
So
check it out. I'll have to see if I can find her. I think I only have 3 or 4 of those right now. I've got Ingval, the other one. I can't remember the name that you said, Oleg,
Oleg,
and then I have another
Oleg
one.
Berserker. Girls think sexy.
Wait.
That's Olaf, but you know.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess this is it for your Impact Attack / Elden Ring talk here at Hameen Media Group, channelattitude.com. And we are on the Podbean. It's just hard to find us. We've got certain shows on the Podbean. I don't think we're on the Podbean because we're on the pay-per-view channel, the pay-per
right.
listen.
We are premium. We're a premium live event.
Premium live event here. Catch us here at the Hameen Media Group YouTube channel and over at twitch.tv / ridiculously random pod. You can find that man at Opinion Haver everywhere. J Hall, twitch.tv / opinion haver
Been saying
everywhere.
it for years.
That would be somebody types in everywhere after opinion haver. Ladies and gentlemen, for the vet, I'm Colin Wysong. We will see you guys next Monday because we've decided Sunday's just never going to work. We're just going to stick to Mondays. The vet actually admitted that he was wrong, so we can celebrate that. Hang on, wait. I have applause.
Since I've joined Hameen Media Group, it's only the 3rd or 4th time that it's happened, so that's not too bad for a year and a half.
Yep. You tried. At least we tried.
That's an average of being wrong like once every 6 months or so.
I can handle it. I can take it. That's a good average. You're batting better than most Major League Baseball players there, vet. So I guess that's it, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.